Hello everyone, Kailoto, and we're back with episode 7 of Opus Magnum. Last time we finished up prepping Mr. Whittle, our thief and partner in crime, for the heist of a shipment of lead ore, which we assume has gone off without a hitch. And now we're apparently finding an uncommon ally, if the chapter title is anything to be trusted. And that ally is likely now Soria. So, let's get going here. We have a decoded message here. Oh. Lots of... They're quite capable. Dare say the best of this type I've seen, in fact. Trustworthiness? They'll likely stick to a deal built around shared aims, but they're not the types to develop blind loyalty. Why not meet them yourself? They're holed up in an abandoned shop along the river. Ho 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 ho! So that seems to be Nils right there, and apparently this is him sending a message to others, so like we're getting a referral, apparently. Clara, Soria. Oh, here we go. You sure you won't get in trouble? Hanging out in the bad part of town with a rogue alchemist. My parents don't know. I spent a lot of time in the observatory, and they always assume I'm there. Not as if they would check for themselves. It's a shame you never got to use Van Tassen's observatory when you visited. I was tasked with fixing it right afterwards. That's okay. I still had a nice time. Even though you were with Frederick. Excuse me? I loved Frederick. You... What? Come on, he was kind to me. Maybe the only one who's ever been. It was really nice spending time with him. It's true that kindness is a rare trait in the house heir. I wish I could have protected him. He didn't deserve the world he was born into. None of us do. Oh boy. Well, I guess I wasn't too far off the mark. Seems like there was something between them, although in this case, Frederick's actually had, you know, some redeeming qualities. He's apparently a kind soul. Shame. Guess he's dead now. Well, litharge, am I saying that right? Probably not. Litharge separation, this is interesting. So this is raw lead ore. You should have seen when we had cases and cases of gin around here. Why? To isolate individual elements from the alcohol. Yes, exactly. How resourceful of you. That's a sharp deduction, Clara. I've always been interested in alchemy, but my mother says it's too dangerous for me to pursue. She thinks I'd explode the place. Alchemy is dangerous, but not in the way your mother thinks. Alright, let's see what this is. Oh, jeez. This is, yeah, that's a thing. Litharge, alright. And we want to just create lead and salt. So I assume what's going on here, this is like, how do you put it? It's like the unfiltered form of ore, I guess. That's not the best way of putting it, but like, it's sort of like the, you know, it's the stuff that they dug up, but we need to extract pure tin, you know, and separate it from the salt atoms. And this thing is a thing. It's definitely it's pretty big and bonded together in lots of weird places, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'm not even sure what the right way to do this is, but oh man, I guess I'll just try to get any solution on the board for now. I'm thinking like maybe removing the bonds of these salts, depositing them, bringing it over, and then like putting it on a glyph of multi. Oh, it's just a multi-bonding. We need to disbond. Just rotating it around one of these and like clipping off all the little tin. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'll catch you later, probably. Okay, I think I've got it done. Actually, I'm like 90% certain I've got it done because I've basically tested it all the way up to the end. The idea here is to bring this one over here, kind of in this position, and to just sort of rotate it around, removing the bonds from the sides and dropping the salt atoms over here, just the elemental salt, and then grabbing it, moving it over here, rotating it around, doing the same thing, and dropping all the tin off over there. So let's watch it in action. Alright. It's looking good. Alright, pretty good. Not bad at all. It's fairly close in terms of cycles, and I know areas where I think this general strategy is a good one, and I can see a few areas where I can improve on it, but I like it. Extracting the essence of lead from ore. There's something no alchemist has had to do for centuries. Solving these ancient problems for yourself must be fascinating, though. Maybe. In a way, you're reinventing the field on your own. That's one way to look at it. For my part, I keep thinking I've traveled backward in time. What fun, though, retracing the origins of alchemy. I like Clara Soria. Stain remover, sword alloy, invisible ink, purified gold. Interesting. I don't suppose you have something that will get out a stain. What happened? I just slipped a little on the way, and I don't want to give my parents any opportunity to be suspicious. We can get that cleaned up like new, I'm sure. A stain remover? Now we're back to the old Van Tassen times. To think I was just getting so full of myself. Oh boy, face powder, hair gel, and stain removers. Truly, the wonders of alchemy know no bounds. Glyph of Purification. The Glyph of Purification transmutes 2 atoms of the same metal into a single atom of their next higher form. Unlike the Glyph of Projection, it does not require Quicksilver. Alright, so this is basically how you, I guess, create higher level ores without, you know, having Quicksilver handy, which we've been relying on the whole time. And oh my god, I just looked at the product. Okay. That's it looks scarier than it is, let's be honest here. Like, it's very clearly, like, you've got, these like radials or whatever, with like water and air, and they have to just be bonded to, I believe that's tin. Yeah. So double this one up and drop it in the middle, and then like meanwhile we're creating hordes of these little things to attach to it. If anything, the hardest part of this is probably going to be how exactly we're going to orient everything. I think it's better if we like keep one side open, so like we just attach these one at a time. At the very least, it'll be slower that way, but also I think a little bit more clear. So I think that's the design I'm going to aim for with this first iteration. It might take quite a lot of play testing and ironing out details though, so I'll catch you later. Okay, I think I've got a solution to this design. So over here, it's actually a little fast, although I kind of kicked that out of the curb with this one right here. There's probably ways to do this part faster, streamline this, and still keep it within 4 cycles. But the idea here is that we're sort of creating like diatomic air right here, dropping it in, and doing the same thing with the water right here. And meanwhile, we've promoted this, or what's it called? Purified. We've purified this lead into tin, drop it down in the middle here to bond with those two, rotate it around, do the same thing, pull it back in, and drop. And that should work, so let's see. Okay, it started moving a little bit too fast. Let's figure that one out right there. Just drop it one more. There we go, that's better. As I said, this is like the weak point right here. This can definitely go faster, but it looks amazing. I like it. It's still pretty fast as it is. It's actually quite low in area for some reason. Never cheap with me, but that's okay. That works surprisingly well. I imagine you could sell this solvent if you had a mind to go into business. Maybe we should? We've already had a good joke about becoming clothiers. How lovely, though. I'd go to you for all my couture. All we need is that mannequin, and we can open up shop right here. Yes, what a great location. This sort of thing is amusing to speak of in jest, but sometimes I do wish I could lead a simple life. Perhaps one day you can. Oh, I rather doubt it. Sword alloy. Finally, something a modern alchemist does. You really think Clara will notice the quality of your sword? You should see the one our alchemist made for my brother. It's practically limp. Really? I'd have thought House Soria would do better. A surprising number of our treasures are holdovers from our earlier days, when we only pretended to be an important house. Now that you truly are one, though, you deserve better. Okay, that's so... Hey! That's a thing. That is a thing that we have to make, and we are going to be using and abusing the hell out of this. We've got lead. Double lead if you really feel up for it, but just lead. And we are to make this, which is a thing for certain. Oh, jeez. What do we got? I mean, probably we can take advantage of this a lot if we threw like something like this, like so, and then just brought like these things along. I don't know. It's oh my goodness. This is, as always, it'll probably be simpler once I start like working on it and sort of prying it apart. But for now, this just looks crazy. Like many of the things we've seen in this one. And I'm gonna have to poke around a bit to figure out how I want to actually approach this, so I will catch you later. Okay, I'm gonna pause right here for a moment, just because I've noticed something that's going to make the design a little trickier. So, we want to make iron, yes? And iron is a double promotion, and in my sort of just mindless attempt to solve this, I was like, oh, I'll just throw tin on there twice, and that'll just, or throw lead on there twice, and that'll just automatically promote this one again. No, no, no. What I have to do here is use both of these and sort of promote and create an elemental or whatever here for it, and then I need to do that again and take 2 tin elementals and put them on the thing and form iron with it. Well, it's not impossible for certain, but it's considerably more tricky and requires like a little bit of thinking ahead and coming up with an actual solution for that. So, I will get to work on that. Alright, unfreeze. Okay, let's test this. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if it'll work, but like this part I haven't tested at all. But the idea, you know, promote, build it right here, this sort of part, and then just slide it along these things and get all these bonds that I hope we need. Let's see if that works. Oh, okay, it's repeating. Yeah, I have to make sure that that doesn't do the same thing. I could just do that, I think. Alright. I think it's working. I think it's working. Oh my goodness, I think it actually is working, alright. What madness. Alright. That's good. That's really good. Oh my goodness. Ah, that's pleasing to know that it works. That it worked like I intended to. This is not an easy one for certain. My goodness, look at this. Alright, cost, like, you can get the cost down there probably. An area, oh yeah, you can do this in like you know, a relatively small amount of area, but cycles, each of these little lines is 100, you know. It used to be that like the little dividing lines for each bar would be, you know, something, you know, like 25. This is 100. Things go up to like 1.5k, and there's some solutions out there. Probably the ones for the cost and the area ones. Like, oh, there's so much duplicating and moving the things around. It's quite difficult, but in a sense, it's quite enjoyable too. It's a shame I never got to do this for House Phantasm. I dare say I would have been very good at it. If everything had gone the way Armin wished it, he'd be making a sword for Clara anyway. That's true, I hadn't thought of that. It's a strange thing to consider. We'd know each other under very different circumstances. I might have assumed you were just another cosseted hare, and I would have thought you just another smug, self-important alchemist. Not that you're very far off on that account. Yeah. Quite so. Alright. Look at the time here. Oh. You know, we only did, like, 3? Yeah, we only did 3 of these, but I think that alone was enough for a full episode. I mean, we're at chapter 4. These are pretty difficult, I would say. And, you know, I had to pause a couple times and explain some things. Probably got like 3 more levels left in this chapter anyway, so it's probably good to stop there. So yeah, that we will do. Next time when we come back, we'll finish up chapter 4, and I assume get set off to confronting those traitorous wretches, House Colvin. But for now, I'm gonna have some fun optimizing these in my downtime, and I hope to see you next episode. Kailoto, out.